This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
Oh, nobody likes awkward small talk, but especially when it's with coworkers, because you're going to see them again. You work with them. You're trying to maintain a professional relationship, and then things get awkward. Just me? Or does this happen to people?
I wouldn't say just you, but I would say mostly you.
It happens to me a lot.
You're fine in here. I don't know what happens to you if we're in the hallway or we're in the elevator. You start. I've seen it happen in real time. It's like in slow motion. It's like a car crash. I see you doing it with other people. You've done it with me. I'm like, be normal. Be like you are with me in studio. Why are you awkward small talking me just because we're in an elevator?
I'm not sure. Something does happen to me. I will say that, like, when I meet people and we have conversations, like, no problem. But for some reason, the small talk, I'm just not good at it.
You're great at a party,
yes.
Social setting, music, beverage in hand. It's all the in-between stuff. I don't know what happens to you.
So yesterday I was grabbing us coffees, and we have to cross 2 bridges to get to the Tim Hortons that's on campus here.
Our life sounds like a video game.
I know. Why? Who crosses bridges?
There's a moat.
You have to slay a dragon. Of course. You win something when you get to the end. It's a mushroom. I don't know. So I have to cross 2 bridges. So I went to go get us our coffees. And as I was walking back, there was a coworker in front of us. I don't know her. And I had to walk really quickly because I had to get back on air. So I was starting to do the fast walk, but I was behind her. So I think it was kind of intimidating that there was somebody walking up behind you really fast.
Were you wearing heels too? Was it like clip, clop,
yes,
clip, clop?
Yes.
Oh, not good.
So then I was like, okay, let me come beside you. But then now I'm beside her and we're kind of at the same pace. It's like, it's weird. I'm not driving. It's like not like I can signal.
Yeah, pass her in the left lane.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but I also have coffees in my hand. So I kind of catch up with her, and then she looks at me, and honestly, this was the truth. I said, "You smell really nice."
What? You didn't.
I did, because she did. She smelled great, and that was just.
Are you sure you weren't just smelling the coffee?
No, she smelled really great, but now I'm passing her by at a speed, so there's no time for a follow up. And she's like, "Oh, thank you." And then I can't hear what it is, and I go, "I wish I smelled that good." And then I kept walking
as you passed her.
Yeah, and she was confused. And then I realized it's probably not appropriate to tell a complete stranger that they smell good, but she did. You know those people who come to work and they smell great?
Yeah.
She was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have the time to actually follow up and ask the questions, like, what perfume is that? And it just was, because I was passing by, I shouldn't have said anything.
You shouldn't have said anything. Here's the thing. I think normally when you tell someone they smell good, it's like, I don't think she consented to that conversation. Like, for example...
You need consent to tell somebody they smell good?
I think so. Like, Frankie Flowers was just in here a few minutes ago, right? I gave him a hug, and then I'm like, Frankie, you smell fantastic. He's one of those people that smells great. He consented. He's in our studio. He came in for the hug. I'm allowed to tell him he smells great. You're passing someone on the bridge who doesn't even know you while you have coffees in your hand. You pull up beside her, make eye contact, and be like, you smell great? She did not consent.
No, but I mean, isn't that a compliment?
I guess.
Do you think she took it as one, or does she just think I'm so weird?
Can it be all of the above?
From CHFI Studios,
it's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So you've probably heard of Carmel by the Sea in California.
Oh my gosh, I've actually stayed there when I did the Pacific Coast Highway drive with some friends several years ago.
I did the same thing. I did that same
Beautiful
drive.
little hamlet or township, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's very charming,
It's
right?
very
It's
charming.
very beautiful. And I just found out that if you want to wear heels in Carmel, you have to get a permit from City Hall before
What?
you can wear heels.
Like heels, like high heels?
High heels, yeah. They have a rule. This was put in place in 1963, and it's very odd, but anyone who wants to wear high-heeled shoes with a heel that's taller than 2 inches and has a base that's narrower than 1 square inch has to get a permit from City Hall. Like, it's so specific.
I'm trying to remember Carmel. Was it like cobblestoney or like?
It is. Yes. They have like the uneven streets. And so
Right.
I think this is to protect them, in
From
terms of
themselves.
liability. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not hard to do. You just have to go to City Hall and get a permit. But it just seems so bizarre to me.
So you're telling me if someone's walking around with like 4-inch or 6-inch heels, they could get stopped by a policeman who's like, hey,
Yes.
you have a permit for those?
Yes.
And you got to show a permit for your high heels.
Yes, which, in this day and age, a lot of us are done with heels. We're all just into the flats and the sneakers, and I totally get it. But I don't like the choice being taken away from me to the point where I have to go get a permit.
But is this one of those laws like jaywalking or scalping tickets where it's a law, I'm doing air quotes, but like people do it and it's like no one actually is going to stop you for that because there's real crimes happening?
Yeah, probably. But it's also one of these like sort of archaic laws, I feel like, too, that were in place. Nobody's ever bothered to contest them. They're just there.
Right.
And it is what it is. Like, we have them here, too. There's so many here that you're like, what? How is that a law?
They're always so shocking, these antiquated laws.
Yeah, I looked them up because I was like, what are some of ours?
Okay, what do you got?
So in Canada, it's a suburb in Ottawa.
Yeah, it's where the Sens play.
Yes. Residents cannot paint their garage doors purple.
Specifically purple?
Specifically purple. And it's like an aesthetic regulation. It's in the neighborhood.
What?
They just want the appearance to be uniform.
Okay, I can understand that, but why single out purple? Like, so you can paint it hot pink or lime green?
That's okay, but not purple.
Specifically purple.
Yeah, you will get fined if you do that.
This law came up in the Barney era when purple was everywhere. And they're like, all right, it's too much purple.
This is where we're going to draw the line. Also, did you know that you can't feed pigeons in public?
Where?
Like here? Lots of Canadian
I
cities.
see people doing that all the time.
I'm like, did I see it in movies or have I seen it in real life? Do
You've
people
probably
feed the
seen it-
pigeons?
I mean, well, the pigeons kind of feed themselves, right? Like you'll see them a lot around like hot dog vendors if there's like bread that's fallen on the
Yes.
ground, or people will, if there's stray fries that have fallen off your little to-go thing.
Yeah.
The pigeon and downtown pigeons are brazen. Like they normally when you meet a bird, they run away. Not downtown pigeons.
No. You'll have a full-on standoff with
Yeah.
them, but don't be doing it on purpose. Like you can't be throwing your fries at them for them to eat it. And I
Okay.
guess this is to control the pigeon population.
Thanks, Bob Barker. Yep. Okay.
This is like why it was put in place, but you're not allowed to do that. Also, and this is for you specifically because I know you've thought about this. You cannot duel. You cannot duel. It's not allowed. Dueling is forbidden.
Oh, dueling! Like I challenge you to a duel, like slap someone in the face with a glove and then take out a sword.
Yes, the criminal code prohibits any individual from challenging another individual to a duel.
But how am I going to settle my disagreements?
How are we going to do anything? How are we going to get anything done?
I challenge you.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI. The Daily Double.
With Pooja and Gurdeep.
3 stories you need to know. Pooji, what do you got?
So have you ever wondered why U2's Bono is called Bono?
I haven't, but now that you bring it up,
I know.
I would like to know.
I mean, I guess I've never really Googled it. I don't know if you could get the story.
His name isn't like Doug Bono?
No.
Okay.
His real name is Paul Hewson.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that either.
Yeah, he's from Dublin, as we know, but almost 50 years ago, when he was part of sort of like a neighborhood band, they each gave each other nicknames. And I guess there was a local shop that sold hearing aids called Bono Vox. Okay.
Okay. But
So
they were young at the time.
They were young at the time. They were calling him Bono Vox, whatever. I guess
Okay.
it stuck amongst the friends. But then he found out that Bono Vox in Latin means good voice. So then Bono's like,
Bono Vox. Okay.
yeah.
Sure.
And he was like, well, I really like that. And then Bono Vox turned into Bono and it eventually just sort of stuck. And it was one of those things that he said created intimacy at shows, like he's Bono and he's got his bandmate The Edge, right? Like it kind of works. But he said that people do actually come up to him occasionally and they're like, hi, Paul, how are you? And he's like, I say to them, the last person to call me Paul was my dad and he's dead. So don't call me Paul.
Right.
So really doesn't like Paul. He prefers Bono. Bono Vox.
Just because he hasn't met your Paul. It's also a good thing he didn't go with Vox.
Yes.
I am the Vox. Bono. That's
Yes.
good. It's a
Bono's
good little
good.
story. I like that.
What do you got?
I've got one that's going to make you stop and turn up your radio. We may have cured hair loss.
What?
Not we, but people smarter than us. One of the biggest problems that has plagued humankind since the beginning of time, particularly men, but also women, hair loss, balding, right?
Yes.
This is a thing. This is a big, big thing. There hasn't been a cure-all solution throughout the entire course of human history. There's been stuff like Rogaine and Propecia and hair transplants, but none of them are a panacea, a cure-all. Big news, there has been a scientific breakthrough with researchers at UCLA. They've been working for decades on this and have recently been focusing on a newly discovered molecule called PP405.
Oh, the PP405.
We might need to work on, finding the Bono for that to call it something better, but
I never paid attention to my PP405.
PP405, yeah. So it supposedly encourages thick, visible hair follicles, and in trials it has awoken dormant but healthy hair follicles. In these trials, researchers are calling their findings, quote, statistically significant after applying PP405 for just a week. Because all the other treatments out there, like you got to do this for life and it's going to be slow. We're talking about just a week.
Wait, who is this done on? Humans?
Yeah, on humans in Orange County. So a new pharmaceuticals company has been born out of this. Google's investing in this now, which is kind of a big deal. They're working on trying to get a drug to market. They've secured about $17 million in funding to do further trials. They still need FDA approval. So this is probably still at least a couple of years away, but the early signs look very encouraging.
I'm cashing out my PP405.
Do you know how many people that are thinning and balding right now that are Googling PP405?
Oh, totally.
You're welcome. Let's hope for the best here.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Did you see this clip of Tom Cruise at a screening of the movie? He's hanging out in a theater eating popcorn, and he eats popcorn like a maniac. He eats popcorn like he's about to do a stunt. He eats popcorn like the popcorn is like a character.
It's almost as if it's a game or a stunt.
Yeah.
He's trying to pull off a stunt of getting the popcorn to land in his mouth because he is throwing it into his mouth so aggressively.
If you haven't seen this and you're not driving right now, please just Google Tom Cruise eating popcorn and see what we're talking about. Yeah, how do you describe it? It's like in his hand, it's like he's violently jerking his hand up towards his face, but not touching his face, and the popcorn's flying out of his hand into his mouth.
You don't even see the popcorn.
It's so fast. And then he
he's like
it.
angry while he's chewing it. It's bizarre. It's so weird. I don't know what's wrong with him.
It is impressive that he never misses his mouth, though, because I feel like if I did that, like every fifth one, it would like hit my cheek.
I'm not going to lie. I had a moment where I was like, is it even going in his mouth? Like, is it a stunt where it's like he's actually throwing it over his shoulder?
Or is it an optical illusion? There is no popcorn?
I don't know. But it's very bizarre. But then it also gets me thinking, like, how do we all eat popcorn, right? I mean, it's not something that I've ever sat in front of a mirror and watched myself eating popcorn.
Yeah, I eat popcorn disgustingly because I'm usually eating it alone if I'm watching something at my place. Like, so I'll have it in a bowl. And then I go like handful.
Oh,
and
no.
then I'm just like mashing the handful into my mouth.
No.
But it's delicious because I need lots of popcorn in my mouth at one time. I'd say about 85% goes into my mouth. 15% doesn't, but I'm holding the bowl, so it just falls back in the bowl.
Oh, dear.
But I'm the only one eating it. I wouldn't eat it that way if I had company. But it's just the most shameless and delicious way to eat it.
You got to have popcorn for the whole show or movie. That's what my boyfriend eats it at my son.
Once it's done, it's done. It's good.
I know, but then you want something else during the movie.
I'll get some chocolate.
Am I the
know,
only
just
one who like
eat it.
picks up each like
No.
kernel by itself? I just do one by one.
Me too. I do it one by one, and I just pop it in my mouth. Like,
But Pooja, you're probably all dainty when you do it. You're probably like,
I'm dramatic.
like you probably eat it like the queen, how the queen we would.
No,
would
I'm
eat it.
dramatic. It's like I'm watching, like my favorite reality TV show. That's how I eat popcorn, like just slow and dramatic with each bite.
I just do one at a time, and then but not the handful the way. But wait, maybe I am eating it like Tom Cruise.
Wait, you're doing one at a time like
Well,
Tom.
but not the whole handful. I'm doing the one at a time, but not the handful.
Are you doing it as
Steph.
aggressively?
I'm kind of watching it, but I'm not as aggressive, but one at a time.
Do you eat your popcorn like Tom Cruise? You
No,
can tell
I
us.
don't
This can be a
know.
therapy group for you.
I feel like it was, but he's so aggressive when he does it.
You know what? I have a theory. It could it just be because he is a performer? He is so used to acting that let's say he was in a movie and he had to pretend like to eat popcorn. Like he's putting on a performance eating popcorn. Maybe this is him acting.
Maybe.
He doesn't actually know how to eat popcorn.
It does look like if eating popcorn was an action scene, this would be how it would be done.
Because it looks like he's like strong and aggressive and like,
he's taking charge.
yeah,
of the
he's
popcorn.
in charge. The popcorn's not in charge.
And this clip has gone so viral, I would argue that it's like outshining the movie. Okay, is there something that you eat the wrong way? We're going to go ahead and say Tom Cruise is eating popcorn the wrong way.
It doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right. Is there something that maybe you don't even know you're doing this wrong? People have had to tell you, like, hey, why do you eat this like that?
Oh, when I drink coffee in the morning, I have to take the lid off and then I can sip it. Like, all that.
But then your coffee gets cold.
I know, but I can't drink it any other way.
You also purchased like an expensive coffee warmer off Amazon that you never use. And Steph and I told you it was a horrible purchase.
We're not getting into that.
Okay.
I drink my coffee wrong, according to some people.
You're doing it wrong.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
We're wondering if there's something that people tell you eat the wrong way.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stories. Do you eat something the wrong way? Like
So-
people notice when you do it?
I don't think it's the wrong way, but I know this would bother a lot of people. You know, there's people who have to have their food not touching on the plate. Like they'll have it like all compartmentalized
Yes.
and whatever. That bothers me. I'm the opposite. I grew up with a lot of flavor in the house, Indian food, and everything was always kind of mixed together. So if I am ever handed a plate where things are compartmentalized, like it's some rice and then it's some lentils and then it's this or whatever, I'm like, no, everything has to get together. So I will mix, regardless of what I'm eating, Thai food, Chinese food, Italian food, everything goes together. I'll mix salad in with pasta and whatever. Everything together, mix it all up, eat
You're a
it.
commingler.
I like all the flavors at once.
And you probably hate those styrofoam built-in compartmentalized.
I break
Plates
down
you can
walls.
get.
I break down walls. I bring food and people together, Pooch.
You're not alone because we're getting a lot of texts at 981-981, a lot of calls as well. So we're going to get to the phone line momentarily. But we're asking you, is there something people tell you eat the wrong way? So let's go to Dylan in Toronto on the phone. What's that for you?
So it's not me. It's actually a coworker. So this is a really funny story. He's decided to start eating healthy one day, and he got some celery, and he had never eaten celery before.
Okay.
And I turn over to him, and he's just kind of chewing on it and kind of like not actually biting it off and eating it. He's just like chewing off and like squeezing out the juicing. And like,
What?
Just, like leaving it. And I turned to him. I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Is this not how you eat celery?" I said, "No, that's not at all how you eat celery."
What the? I feel like that's how a rabbit would eat celery.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like he's sucking on celery.
He's
not
sucking out the celery juice
Yeah.
and spitting out the fiber.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. And I was blown away. I said, that's crazy. I said, let's pretend this never happened. We cannot talk about this ever again.
This is the most wrong thing I've heard all week.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, it was.
maybe your coworker needs to just stick with eating normally and not eating healthy. Because, like, imagine carrots, right?
Yeah.
Where do we draw the line? They've never met a vegetable. Dylan, thanks for the call, buddy.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Text coming in at 981-981. Is there something you eat the wrong way? This person says, I eat corn on the cob row by row like a typewriter.
Oh my goodness.
What? Ching. That's like a cartoon.
Oh my goodness! Imagine sitting beside that person.
That's,
wow,
That's wild.
that is wild. Jen from Mississauga, is there something people tell you that you eat the wrong way?
Cheese strings.
Oh, hold on. There's a wrong way to eat cheese strings? How do you eat them?
Well, you're supposed to, I guess, peel them and eat them.
Yeah.
I just eat them. Like, I slice them off and then peel.
Wait, so you eat it like it's a chocolate bar?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's wild.
You just go and go instead of like pulling off the string.
Listen, when you're hungry, you just, eat the thing. You don't play with your food.
Okay, Jen, serious follow-up question. How do you eat a Kit Kat?
So that I break off and eat. Yeah.
Wait,
you
so
don't just
that
eat
you
it.
know how to break off, but you won't peel a cheese string?
That's right, yeah. There's rules.
I love it. Jen, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
It's like a science experiment. You put a bunch of cheese strings in a room and see how people eat them.
Yes.
Peeling's all the fun.
What does it say about your personality? Another text here at 981-981. When I eat a sandwich, I eat all the crust first and then work my way into the middle because that's the best part. What?
Okay, I kind of understand the psychology. You're working your way up to the best thing. I have a friend who does the reverse. One of these friends who has to have his food compartmentalized. Yeah, so if he gets, for example, salad, fries, and a burger, he'll start with the least desirable thing. He'll eat all the salad, then he'll eat all the fries, and then he'll eat the burger. And I'm like, sounds dumb to me because aren't you full by the time you get to the burger? Who eats all the fries first?
Oh my goodness.
It's maniacal.
But just saving the best for last, I guess?
Yeah. Okay. Barbara in Georgetown, is there something that you eat, quote unquote, wrong?
McDonald's burgers. We don't go to McDonald's too often. Usually it's during the summer when we're on the road. We'll stop at an en route. They're so thin. The patty is barely there. So I figured instead of having 5 bites of a full burger, I'll first eat the top part of the bun, have my 5 bites. Then I'll eat that paper thin pickle that's in there. Then I'll have my 5 bites of the patty. And I just break it down. I never eat the whole thing in a one piece.
So it becomes a deconstructed burger for you.
Precisely.
And then that way you can savor it longer. Instead of it being done in 5 bites, you got 5 bites on the bun, 5 bites on the patty, 5 bites on the bottom bun.
Exactly. And it extends the joy of the meal. If you can cook a joyful meal. A happy meal. There you go.
Barbara, part of the brilliance of a burger, though, is the harmony of flavors when you take a bite and you get a little bun, a little patty, a little topping, a little lettuce, a little... Like, it's how they work together, no?
No.
Okay. All right.
Don't tell her how to have joy in eating a burger. Barbara, you do you.
Wow. I think I draw the line at this last text we got sent in here from Sarah in Brampton. Sarah says...
Ooh, Sarah actually attached her name because so far nobody's attaching their name.
Nobody wants to own this. Sarah's owning this, which I give her credit for. Sarah says, I eat pizza by the crust first.
What? No.
I'm sorry. I draw the line there. We can't be friends.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
Okay, so the weather better today, finally. I mean, a little late. I guess better late than never. But I mean, this weather would have been nice on the weekend when it was 10, 11 degrees. It was rainy. I want to know, did you summer this weekend, even though it wasn't really summer, sort of a mind over matter thing? Steph, how's your weekend?
It was good. It was pretty relaxing. I didn't really have plans to do anything, but it was beautiful in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just turned. I'm like, what happened? Mm-hmm. I wanted to do so much stuff. I didn't really do a lot. I had plans to get more like outdoor plants, do stuff outside. Didn't happen.
And we've been asking Frankie Flowers, like, can we plan? Can we plan? Can we plan? And, normally if you're planning things in advance, you're thinking like the last weekend of May, you're usually in the safe zone in terms of like, yes, outdoor plans, good weather. So one of my good friends, he's having a baby with his wife next month. It was also his birthday, so we had planned for 2 months this epic boat day. Mm-hmm. And we all signed off going, like Saturday, May 24th, it'll be fantastic.
It'll be great.
So we had this locked in. We couldn't change the reso because it was all paid for. And we pushed through on Saturday. We were out on Lake Ontario.
Oh, on the water.
In 10, 11 degrees. The sun peaked out for a little bit, but every time the boat started going, it got so cold.
Yeah.
It's always a few degrees colder on the water, and then when the boat goes, you get the wind.
It was the wind that had that crisp in the air still.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, there was a point, Steph, where we rented this boat. There was like, what was it, like 10 or 11 of us, plus the skipper. It was the most Canadian thing. Like, I'm looking around at my friends. We're all like really trying to have a good time. But like a couple of my buddies are in like winter jackets, toques, gloves. I thought I dressed in layers. I wore like a windbreaker and a hoodie. And I thought I was bad. But my buddies were in full on winter gear. And I'm like, what? This is not how any of us pictured this. We thought it'd be like shorts, t-shirts, jumping in the water.
Yeah.
None of that.
No, it's not even close to that time, the way that the weather's been.
Yeah.
Feels like that's like months away still for how cold it is. On Friday night, I had to sneak out to go to just run to the store. The air outside smelled like Halloween air. Like it smelled like October. It was so late and so cold. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. One of my buddies was like, should I do it? Should I jump into the water? And we're all like, and then the skipper's like, the water is 4 to 5 degrees. It's colder than a cold plunge. She's like, you will instantly freeze if you get in there. Don't jump in the water. Like deadpan.
Wow.
So we're like, okay, we're not going to jump in. So we ended up just anchoring for a while because it was at least a little warmer when the boat's not moving.
Yeah.
And it was just a very Canadian moment. We pushed through. We pretended it was summer, even though it felt like winter, and we just made the best of it.
How many hours were you on the boat?
5.
Wow. You couldn't light a little fire?
On the boat?
Yeah.
I think that would have got us kicked off the boat.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
A lot of you just didn't care that the weather wasn't great this weekend. Sounds like a lot of you still summered, even though it wasn't summer. And we got some texts coming in here. So Tracy from Schaumburg texted in to say, hi, I played with my 4-month-old puppy, Kiara, in the rain in the backyard.
Aww.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Would Coda go out in the rain? Is Coda?
He will go out whenever. He doesn't love it, but then once he's out there and he's like, all right, whatever.
I feel like that's a puppy thing because Coffee would do that too. And now Coffee's 8 years old. If we step out, even with her rain jacket, we step out and she feels the rain. She just looks at me. She looks at me like,
We're
are
doing
you
this?
serious, bro? And then she turns around and goes back towards the door. Yeah.
Wow.
Another text coming in here. Paul in Markham says, this is good. Paul really summered. Hey, G, I did summer. I was on a mower cutting grass for 6 hours in shorts.
Wow.
Paul is shorts guy.
And that's what I was saying. I heard someone cutting the lawn, but it was early. It was about 7:30 in the morning because the mornings were gorgeous, and then it just turned.
Yeah, it was weird. You got a sliver of hope, and then it just turned on you. Mm-hmm. This person texted in and just said, I don't even summer in the summer.
What?
Yeah, no.
You're in the right country.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
from 98.1 CHFI.
Okay, it's finally time. We are calling our $32,750 jackpot winner. Let's go.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Is this Sharon Williams?
It is.
Hey, Sharon, how you doing? It's Gurdeep from CHFI.
I'm doing good.
Nice. You were one of the entrants for the CHFI $50,000 music jackpot, right?
I was.
Nice. When were you on and who did you play with?
I played with Darren in the afternoon.
Nice. Okay, and this was like early May?
Yes.
Nice. Okay,
A couple weeks ago.
Perfect. So there's 88 people in the draw. We're just calling our short list of qualifiers right now just to make sure everyone's ready in case they're the big winner.
All right.
And also just wondering if you were to win $32,750 tax-free dollars, what would that mean for Sharon Williams?
Okay, so me and my spouse, Scott, been saving up for a down payment on a house, and nobody in our family owns a house, so it's a big deal for us. And
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So are you currently renting?
Yes, we've been renting for the last 19 years.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's once you're renting, it's kind of tough sometimes to break the cycle of renting, right? Because that
Exactly,
money's just going away. It's not going, you're paying someone else's mortgage. So why is buying a house important to you and your family?
So I have something for my daughter. You know, it's hard for her. She lives with us. She's 23 years old.
And just the one kid?
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
I foster 2 of my nephews right now.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you have a lot on your plate, Sharon. Man, oh man. And you know what? Like, kids stay at home much longer now, don't they? Like, 23 is still very young to be at home.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you do for a living, Sharon?
I work at a factory. I took the day off today.
Oh, you took the day off today. How
I
come?
was supposed to start at 7 because something, I had a feeling.
Oh, you had a feeling you might get a call.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss it.
Oh my God, that's so smart. That's so smart. Well, I'm glad you answered the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to let you go. I just wanted to tell you one more thing before I let you go.
Yeah.
Sharon, you just won $32,750.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious, Sharon.
Oh my goodness. I'm in shock. I never ever had this kind of money ever before, and
Sharon, you're going to be able to make that down payment and get yourself a house for you and your daughter.
wow. Thank you so much.
What's going through your mind right now, Sharon?
Just shock. I never ever thought this would happen. I qualified before playing radio games, and I just kept trying, and they never got the call. I never got the call or anything like that. And
but you had a
finally
feeling
it
today.
happened.
You had a feeling today. You stayed home from work because you thought you might get the call.
I called in.
Oh my God! I think work's going to understand when they learn that you've won $32,750. Sharon, who's the first person you're going to tell when you get off the phone with me?
I'm going to tell my daughter because she used to always say, "Oh, you can't win if you don't play." But in Mom's case, she never wins when she plays.
This is so awesome. Where is your daughter right now?
She went for her morning walk. She walks every morning.
Oh, that's so nice. What's your daughter's name, Sharon?
Sasha.
Sasha. Okay, well, you give Sasha a big hug when she comes in from the walk.
She should be back every minute.
Oh, that's so amazing.
She might be listening right now.
She listens to CHFI on her walk.
Yep.
Oh, I love
Yep.
that. Okay, well, she just might be listening to this call.
Okay.
Sharon, congratulations. We're so happy for you. You sound like a very worthy winner. And you keep us posted on that house, all right?
All right, I will for sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
So what would you do with $32,750? I ask because we just gave that money away. Congratulations to Sharon Williams of Brantford who took that down. But I want to know, let's have some fun. What would you do with $32,750? Wrong answers only. We're not looking for the practical answers like you'd pay down your mortgage or you'd pay some bills or you'd help out a family member.
Not the responsible stuff.
Not the responsible stuff that you're probably actually going to do with it. We're looking for wrong answers only. What would you do with $32,750? I think that's a tough one. I think I might do like a gold-plated coffee statue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where would you put it?
I've created a little in my condo in the den. One of the walls is a coffee gallery
and
wall.
it's
I'd
so
probably get a
cute.
little stoop and put it there.
Oh, wow.
Or I'd
would
get
you
her like
close it in glass as well?
yeah, they would definitely be in a glass case of emotion. And I think I would I think I'd also get her like a super expensive purse and then just
What?
have it across her like a satchel and then she'll be like my rich Aunt Coffee.
Do they have dog purses?
Why not?
Okay.
For $32,750,
They do
I
now.
bet I could
Yeah.
hook that up. I'd also get a tattoo of Pooja's face on Pooja's face. It makes no sense.
On her actual face?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that to her.
Why not?
Here's,
But for $32,750, couldn't I do whatever I want?
No, not that.
Okay.
No.
What would you do?
I would do 2 different things probably. I'd probably just go spend it on like wine gums and Sour Patch Kids.
That's a lot of sugar.
I know, but so good. Like that's my sugar fix when I want sugar.
You could
Wine
probably
gums and Sour
fill up
Patch.
your entire bedroom with Sour Patch
That's
Kids
cool.
and wine gums.
I'm okay with that.
Do
I
they go
sleep
bad?
on them.
Wow. I feel like your boyfriend might have some issues with this.
That's okay. And then the other thing I would do though is like right now because I am like I need flowers. I would just go and spend so much money on flowers right now for outside just to like I love buying flowers and $32,000.
This is nice.
That'd be great.
I'd also probably just like call my ex and be like, Look who glowed up, baby.
You go there, your face is all red from micro needling. She's like, yeah, good for
She's
you.
like, great job. I heard you spin her on a coffee statue, you idiot.
Yeah, good for you.
This is why I broke up with you.
You're so attractive now.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
We gave away $32,750 to Sharon Williams of Brantford. Got us thinking, what would you do with $32,750? But we're looking for wrong answers only. I said I would get a tattoo of Pooja's face, but on Pooja's face.
You can't do that.
Why not?
You don't have consent.
Well,
she wouldn't let you do that.
I'm like, Pooja, you're going to look the same. You'd be like, okay.
No.
I can convince her.
No.
I can mind mess her. No,
don't do that.
I'd get a gold-plated Coffee the Pooch statue, and I'd also get Coffee the Pooch a fancy designer bag so I can call her Rich Hand Coffee.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get designer bags for dogs.
Yes,
But
yeah.
that's you can start it, and that's a new side hustle.
I'll make it happen. There you go. I'll make even more money. What would you do with $32,750? Wrong answers only. Elmer in Brampton.
Okay, I would fill my bathtub full of wine.
You'd fill your bathtub with wine and just enjoy yourself in it. Blow
Absolutely.
bubbles. That's awesome. Red wine or white wine or rosé?
Red wine.
Red wine. Does that stain your skin?
Probably, yeah, if you sit in it long enough.
Be careful.
Not long enough. No, just get in and get out.
Elmer, that's awesome. Thank you for the call.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You
Bye
too.
for now.
I feel like Elmer outdid me with his ridiculousness
I like it though.
a little bit. Okay, can you top that? Cheryl in Newmarket.
Okay, first I would pay to remove the tattoo of Pooja's face from Pooja's face.
Okay.
And I would buy Coffee the Pooch another bag and take her brand name bag, and then I'd use the rest to pay some well-needed bills.
Okay, so 2 impractical ideas and then 1 very practical idea.
That's right.
Okay, Cheryl, you're a good balance. I love it. Thank you for the call.
Thank you, Gertie. Take
Bye-bye.
care, sweetie. Bye.
What would you do with $32,750 if you won the CHFI $50,000 music jackpot? Wrong answers only. Let's go to Mabel in Hamilton.
Well, I would probably buy 64 iPhones.
You'd buy 64 iPhones?
Yeah, just to stack them like dominoes.
You'd buy iPhones, stack them like dominoes, and that's it?
Yeah, then watch a chain of... Like I would shatter the screen.
You want to shatter 64 screens at once?
Yeah.
That's a wild idea, but hey, that's what we asked for. Mabel, thank you for the call.
Not a problem.
Take care. You know, Mabel's a little destructive, but I kind of like it.
I like it.
I kind of like it.
Add some fireworks in there too.
We got time for one more here?
Yes.
Okay, what would you do with the CHFI Music Jackpot, $32,750? Debbie in Burlington.
I think I would take my kids on vacation and maybe leave them there and come home.
You'd take your kids on vacation, but you'd leave them there and come home.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, that was pretty normal at first, and then not so much.
That is
But they'd be in
wild.
Disney. They'd have the time of their life.
They wouldn't even notice that you were gone.
And for $32,750, they could stay at Disney and they'd stay there for a while and not even notice you were missing.
Yeah, I could go back there and pick them up in a while.
Debbie, that is wild. I don't know whether to applaud you or judge you, but here we are. Thanks for the call.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.